What does a former prison guard have in common with someone who has spent years behind bars? While they may seem like an unlikely duo, given their contrasting relationship with law and prison, Cody Johnson and Jelly Roll have more in common than meets the eye. The two country music superstars recently released the track Whiskey Bent as part of Cody's latest album Leather. The story behind how the two got together is as fascinating as the music itself. Cody Johnson started working at John Wynn Unit, a maximum security men's prison, at the age of 18. Being a prison guard was one of those things. When you grow up in a small town like Huntsville, you do what Daddy did, he says. My dad worked for the prison system, and I followed in those footsteps because it was a steady paycheck and there was always a job there. You grow up quickly when you're 18 and working in the prison system. Jelly Roll's teenage was very different from Cody's. In his recent documentary, he said he went to jail 40 times, mostly for drug-related crimes or petty robbery. At 16, he was charged with strong-armed robbery and charged as an adult, which meant serious jail time. Cody had first teased a collaboration with Jelly Roll back in June 2023. While in Nashville, over the weekend for CMA Fest 2023, Cody had said, "The respect is mutual, and real recognizes real. So, absolutely, we've talked about working together." Originally, Jelly Roll was supposed to sing on another track from the album, titled Jesus Loves You. Johnson had pitched the song to Jelly Roll because it really struck a chord with him. Johnson and Jelly Roll got to be buddies, sharing stories of their time behind bars, and that's how the song found its way to Jelly Roll. The song Jesus Loves You had a kind of raw anger that Johnson could relate to, being a tough guy himself. It's all about a man who's fiercely protective of his family, ready to defend them at any cost. The song suggests that it's only Jesus' love and plans for the other guy that keeps him from pulling the trigger. But when Jelly Roll asked to hear some of Cody's other songs, he got emotional upon hearing Whiskey Bent. Cody said Jelly Roll just started crying and was like, "Bro, I ain't never heard a song like that. If I'm gonna be on a song, can it be that one?" Cody believes both he and Jelly Roll have lived the song in their own ways. He is quick to admit, "People look at me as this clean-cut, wholesome guy, but I'm no different than anybody else." He's got his share of skeletons and rough patches just like the rest of us. He's even turned to therapy to work through some of that heavy stuff. "I've lived a very fast-paced, lot-of-pressure kind of life, and I've made mistakes," he confesses. Reflecting upon his years working as a guard in the Texas State Penitentiary system, Johnson says, "There are a few mistakes I've made in my life. There are a few decisions I've made in my life where I could have wound up here, or I very well could have wound up in jail." Jelly Roll has also spoken about his mistakes in life publicly. While he regrets his actions, he also is giving back to the community to help others going through the same crisis. He chooses to stress upon the positives and recalls the exact moment he began to turn his life around. It was after learning of the birth of his daughter, Bailey, when he was 23, while in prison for drug dealing. He once said in an interview, "I've never had nothing in life that urged me in the moment to know that I had to do something different. I have to figure this out right now." Johnson and Jelly Roll have both shared stories about their stints with the prison and the struggles that follow them outside. Both men push themselves hard, aiming to excel as family men and leaders, not to mention lighting up the stage. It's a double-edged sword, this drive of theirs. It lifts them high but weighs heavy too as they shoulder the load of their own high standards. How have the two singers touched your lives? Please do share in the comments section.